ever Greater Essex hub information webinar. I'll explain a little bit more about them in just a second. But essentially what we've got today for you is we've got some information about from Ask. So Katie is joining us. We've got Stuart and Kat from Learn Live, which is fantastic. So they're going to be telling you a little bit about the Learn Live opportunities. And then so I'm Hyla Grimwade, I'm the Careers Hub lead for the Greater Essex Careers Hub, and I'll give you a little bit of an update on the Careers Hub and what you can expect from us really this year as well. Tiny little bits of housekeeping. First bit is if when you're not speaking, if you can mute yourself, that would be great, just because otherwise we tend to get quite a bit of feedback going on, and particularly as a lot of you are sitting in schools, I know how busy they are, and so you end up getting all the background noise too. If you've got any questions as we're going through, feel free to put them in the chat and we'll try and answer them there, but there'll also be an opportunity after each presentation as well to ask any questions to the presenters as we're going as well. As you'll probably just see has popped up on your screen, we are going to record today's event as well, just so that it's there for you to reference after, and also for anyone that can't join us. So it will then go onto our YouTube channel and you'll be able to access any of the information, any of the webinars that we hold like this will go onto our YouTube channel, which we'll share with you after. Katie, I did see that you had popped back in a different guise. I know that you're quite tight on your timing. So did you want to go first?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for
it. Is
it.
that okay?
I'm
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Kat, for your understanding. It's just, I know that Katie's got to disappear at 4, so that's the reason why. So Katie, fab. So what I'll do is I'll hand over to you. I've got your slides, Katie, so just tell me when you want me to move on to the next one.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, so hello everyone. Yeah, it's great to be talking with you all. I'm going to be running through something that we are currently delivering in Essex. So if you're not aware already, it is called the Ask programme. So I'm going to be going through a couple of slides and breaking down this year and what it looks like going into this year too. Oh, okay, we'll just make sure. Okay, lovely. If you go on to the next slide, that would be perfect. Thank you very much. So yes, the Ask programme, it's fully funded by the DfE. So essentially this is running nationwide, and we are the delivery partner, working for the delivery partner in Essex. We're commissioned to work with students years 10 to year 13, and we're also going out and working with colleges also. So the Department for Education essentially are aiming to provide lots of support around apprenticeships, traineeships and T-levels. The programme offers a range of free activities, so we are free of charge, which is lovely, and engaging workshops to basically help students learn about and prepare for whether they go and embark down an apprenticeship, traineeship or T-level. So there are 4 expert delivery partners across the country. So ourselves, the AIM group, we work underneath CXK, and CXK basically cover the whole of the South. We've been working on the Ask programme. They've been working on the Ask programme for many, many years. We've built up some fantastic relationships with schools. And as of this September, we have had the green light from the DfE to work with colleges too. We're also heavily supported by amazing apprenticeships who help us develop and coordinate the Ask programme. They manage our communications literally across the UK, and they support us massively with loads of amazing resources for parents, carers, teachers, as well as students too. And they are all to be accessed free of charge and regularly updated. I'm going to go through the range of activities in a moment. But yeah, so essentially we're just moving into our 8th year of the programme. So it's great to be actually branching out now. We're now delivering personally. I've been working in Greater Essex, and then as of this September, I'm now looking after Thurrock and Southend too. So if I go the next slide, Hyla, that would be lovely. Perfect, thank you. So we've worked with, not us personally, but Ask in general, we've worked with over 2 million students, which is incredible, and just about 45,000 teachers, and we're nearing 200,000 parents and carers all over the UK. But the AIM group alone, last academic year, we worked with 21,000 young people through a whole range of workshops, assemblies, career fairs, etc. The next slide, please. Perfect. So yeah, the ASK programme offers a wide range of support for students, staff and parents and carers. And like I said, that does range. So from awareness assembly sessions through to more detailed workshops, such as preparing for the application process or preparing for assessment centres. The programme aims to enhance the support the schools and colleges with your current provisions. So we basically want to have a planning meeting where we can discuss the support that's already in place and how we can essentially just enhance that. We just want our support to and the impact of our support to align nicely within your careers plans. So yeah, the first step of working with us is to begin this planning meeting so we can discuss the offer in more detail. And I'll tell you about that in a moment. But the offer this year remains really flexible still. So on the screen, you can see the different support that we do offer. Personally, I prefer face-to-face engagement. I think lots of young people, and including myself, and I don't know about all of you guys as well, but I'm teamed out because of COVID. So for me to come in and work with students, parents, carers, teachers, face-to-face for me gives the best impact. But we can also support virtually through pre-recorded sessions. We can run webinars in the evening if parents don't want to, venture into the school during rush hour. We can work around you guys. So for this year, what has changed slightly is that quite a lot of the parent and teacher and carer support has actually gone virtual now. Amazing Apprenticeships have picked that up for us. So there is a lot of resources and webinars that parents, carers and teachers can join in. However, we are still happy to come out and deliver these face-to-face. And then we've also expanded to include a new student session, which focuses around new career starter standards, which have literally just launched this summer. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If I have the next slide, please, that would be lovely. Perfect. So yeah, talking about how it's expanded to support FE colleges. So we continue to support the schools we've worked with, but it was recognised that more needed to be done for FE colleges. So we are working with multiple campuses, lots of different timetables, whole new structures. But yeah, we want to start working with students that are going into FE. Because there was a survey carried out at the end of the last academic year. And this actually indicated that they wanted to see, FE students wanted to see more activities around kind of employability skills. They wanted to have more targeted support for students level 3 upwards within their applications and things like that. So that's essentially why. But yeah, helping them apply for an apprenticeship, helping them prepare for an interview. We pass over loads of resources, and then also what's new is that we're having a look at accelerated apprenticeships too. Find the next slide, please. Thank you. We also will continue to provide inspirational and useful resources for teachers and tutors. So the slideshow shows the range of free resources available on the apprenticeships website, which are obviously free to download, but we work around these resources massively, and we do push these out to staff quite a lot in our contacts at the schools to be using these free resources and posters and activity guides and things like that. Have the next slide, please. Lovely. So like I said, it's been entering our 8th year now, but as we move into the next academic year, there are kind of further priorities that we are going to be focusing on. So things like increasing confidence and knowledge that students have around apprenticeships, as well as teachers, parents, again, and carers. There is a huge stigma still attached, and I've seen that massively over the last academic year, where actually there is a natural bias in schools where teachers will naturally push the university route because they themselves have been through it. Same thing with parents as well. We're finding parents just don't know what apprenticeships are. My dad did an apprenticeship 40 years ago, and it was horrendous because back then they weren't great, and he was getting the teas and coffees and all things like that. So things have massively changed, and we're just shouting about it from the rooftops. Also, lots of support around, like I've said, registrations, getting their applications supported, how to market themselves, looking at their digital footprint and everything like that. We're also increasing our NEET prevention activities with schools and colleges and within stakeholder organisations. We feel that's really, really important. So we do also work with NEET students, or the ones that maybe are vulnerable of falling into that cohort. but yeah, we want to ensure the longevity and the impact of our work is sustainable. So there is no maximum offer. We just want to work really closely. But because I am working in the whole of Essex now, I wish I could duplicate myself 30 times over. So any sessions that, you know, anybody is keen to book, I really do recommend please emailing me as soon as possible so I can fit you in. I just don't want to disappoint if the diary's already full. October's nearly chock-a-block, so I don't even want to open my calendar on my laptop. If I can have the next slide, please, Hyla. But we also do work with stakeholder organisations. The whole point of working collaboratively to promote, you know, the high quality careers education, information, advice and guidance, complementing existing provisions, and enhancing our collective offer for schools and colleges. So any stakeholders we do ask to come in and support with our sessions at times, especially things like mock interviews. Please do let us know and we can reach out to some partners and see if we can have some support. And then also we love sharing case studies and things like that. So there's so much on there that we can pull in as well. Back to the next slide, please. Thank you very much. So I'm going to not talk for too much longer. I'm obviously aware you're going to have other speakers as well, but last few slides. So like I said, to book in the support that we offer, the initial kind of starting point for this is to have a planning meeting. And that will be with me directly in Essex, where I will run through the service again and the offers and how, you know, how we can best help and fit in with your curriculum, and the support that obviously is to meet the needs of what you need. So the QR code is on this slide, which you can scan. This does go directly to the generic ask page. It then be filtered through down to me. And we aim to get back within 5 working days to any support requests that come through this way. And then we can have a look at booking in a planning meeting. However, on the next slide, I have included my contact details. So if you're okay to, yeah, there we go. If you want to jot this down, take a picture, do what you need to do, but please do email me. There's my extension number on there as well. And then that will just come directly through to me rather than going through the main website. So the last slide is just going to be lots of resources for you, with all QR codes that direct you to the government website, teacher, carer and parent development programs and workshops and webinars can be accessed through the Amazing Apprenticeships QR code. So these are all going to be circulated, so don't panic about scanning them all now. These can all be circulated after today, and like Hyla said, this is all going to be pre-recorded and uploaded to a YouTube channel, so this will be able to be revisited if you wanted to pass these resources on. So in a whirlwind, that is it. I'm sure I've missed out a lot, but I'm just conscious of time and not wanting to talk at you all for too much longer. So any questions, fire away. I've got some time left before I need to dash. So if not, you've got my email address, so please feel free to reach out and we can set up some time to have a chat.
Thank you so much, Katie, and I can't, you stuck perfectly to time, so that's amazing. Thank you. I haven't quite managed that skill yet myself, so thank you for that. Laura's just popped your email address, Katie, as well in the chat there, so anyone that wants that straight away is in the chat there. And as Katie said, we will make sure that we share the slides, the contacts, any links that are shared with you after as well. We've got sort of 5 minutes for any questions for Katie. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts or comments or anything like that for Katie?
Katie, I may have missed it, but did you talk about the YAN?
Oh, George, thank you. No, I didn't. So what we can also do, as well as working with stakeholders, we also work very closely with a network of apprentice ambassadors. I mean, I can come in and talk to year 11 students until the cows come home about apprenticeships, but it's actually probably way more interesting if they have somebody who's actually living, breathing an apprenticeship. So what we always offer when we book in that planning meeting is saying, are you happy for us to reach out to the network? We can reach out to the network and say, look, we've got these sessions booked in. If anybody's free, these apprentices will be allowed time off of their apprenticeship to come and support us, and they can come into the workshop or the assembly and do a 5-10 minute presentation and float around and essentially talk to the young people about their own experiences. This isn't a guarantee. The network is not as hard. The engagement with the network
is growing.
It's growing. That's a very positive way to say it. What we've done in kind of whilst it's growing, we have created some podcasts on Spotify. So it's really cheesy. We called the Inspiration Station. But on there we've been interviewing some apprentices, because if a young person comes up to you and says, oh, I really want to learn more, and if I'm not able to, definitely bring one in with me, then we can direct you to the podcast where you can listen to a range of different people and about their own experiences. But fingers crossed, we will be able to bring them in physically with us to an assembly or workshop. But that's always been such an effective way to speak with young people, is actually bringing somebody in who can talk about their own experiences. So George, thank you for reminding me.
Thanks, Katie. Any other questions for Katie while we've got her? Because I know that Katie needs to leave us in probably about 5 minutes, don't you, to run another session. Bless you. Any other questions while you've got her on the line? Stuart.
No, it was just not a question, but just to say, Learn Live was a contractor for the Ask programme for 3 years, so I can highly recommend all schools on this call to get involved with Ask, and the resources are amazing. So yeah, definitely get involved.
Thank you, Stuart. That's really kind.
Yeah, thanks, Stuart. I completely and utterly agree that the resources, and both in terms of Katie, but also the resources that are all available online are fantastic. Even just the posters are worth downloading and popping up around your school or college. Fab. Well, thank you so much, Katie, for joining us. I appreciate that you've kind of snuck us into your diary today. So thank you for that. And as I say, we'll make sure that the PowerPoint that you've got and all the links as well go out to all of the people. So hopefully you'll get a few people coming your way to book in sessions after this. Thanks a lot, Katie.
Thank you so much, and yeah, thank you for the slot. Hi, it's really appreciated. But yeah,
No.
I'm gonna love you and leave you all, if that's okay. I'll see you all later. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Katie. Stuart and Kat, thank you for your patience with the initial IT issues. But what I'm going to do, I'll stop sharing my screen so that you can do as you please, basically, with the screen yourselves. But I'd like to hand over to Stuart and Kat from Learn Live so that they can explain their fabulous offer to you too.
Thanks very much, Hyla. It's fantastic to be here. It's nice to see George here as well. So Learn Live, I don't know how many people are aware of the company and what we do, but I set up Learn Live in 2016 to create really a digital bridge between schools, colleges and employers to help young people understand about the world of work, but also about health and safety as well. So we do a range of broadcasts around careers, but we also touch on that PSHE piece around helping people stay safe and well, and that sort of duty of care that schools have. So there's definitely lots of opportunities to work with Learn Live. Before anyone asks, because it always gets asked on these things, we are completely free to schools and colleges. So there's any reason why you can't get involved, and we'll be very happy for you to get in touch with us, especially now that we are proud partners, hub partners of the Greater Essex Careers Hub. So gone from being a provider around the country of broadcasts, we are now proud to be strategically placed and supporting you in this journey to help you connect with as many companies and as many opportunities that we can, with the help of Hyla and with George as well on this call. So let's say, great to be here. I'm not going to go on forever about this because we've got limited time, but really this is just a chance for you to meet myself, my deputy director Catherine as well. Hi Kat. She's joining us on this call as well, so she'll be again a really good point of contact for you to get involved. So what I'm just going to do, because we have a range of channels, Learn Live was the original, and that's focusing on PSHE. So if you've ever wanted to run a rail safety broadcast or broadcast about sexual health, mental health. Learn Live is your channel. But the one I suppose it's most relevant, well, the two that's probably most relevant for what we're doing in Essex at the moment is around careers and obviously going on to uni as well. So we have two channels which you may be of interest, but I'm going to show you one of them because they're both pretty much the same in the methodology. So I'm hoping this is going to work. Hopefully you can see the Jobs Live news channel coming through now. Hyla,
Yeah.
is that showing up on your screen? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so very quickly, if you think of this as being a news channel for careers, so essentially companies are connected to this already. We have over 3,500 nationally, and we're growing that number with the help of the of George and Hyla and the local organisations that support businesses in your region to connect as many Essex businesses to this as well. So this is the place to come where they want to promote their opportunities. That can be anything from actual live job vacancies right through to work experience. Anything goes really when they want to promote those opportunities. And for you, it's a perfect opportunity to connect with those companies and to ask them information or just to improve your network of organizations that you work with across the region. And the channel is kind of made up into 4 areas, but I'll show you quickly what those areas do. The live chat is probably the biggest feature that we have, and every day we have companies and teachers across the country asking questions, connecting, as are their students, their parents, and it's really a chance for them to understand more about what's going on in the local economy as well as nationally and regionally. So the live chat can be anything from promoting vacancies right through to people connecting and finding work in the local area. And we have many examples where people have done just that. They've learnt about a company or asked a question before applying, or just asking about what that work is going to look like in 4 or 5 years' time. Especially if you're a young person, it's really important to stay connected and understand how that sector is changing and what it's going to look like when you leave education. So the live chat, I'd invite you just to use it, just to go on there, ask a question, reach out, and you'll be amazed what comes back the other way, you know, from advice from employers, from providers, from anyone who wants to support you. The other aspects of the site, because we are a news channel, we have a breaking news. So you can see here our current breaking news. These are fresh out of the box, if you like, opportunities. Gatwick Airport's looking for a program manager. And again, understanding what that role is really important. So if you find out you want to ask a question, then ask Gatwick, you know, go onto the channel, ask them the question. But if I click on more info, that's going to take me straight through to that vacancy. And what career leaders and advisors already in schools really like is the fact that they can see that vacancy and then they can share that on social, so on their school or college Twitter page, or they can send that link to that vacancy straight to someone who they know would be interested in looking into it in more detail. Then we've also got the partners online. So at any point you can see who's online. If any of these companies you want to get in touch with, you can see that they're there right now. You can click on, for example, let me pick British Airways. You'll see there on the chat, it goes at British Airways, and then you can post your question directly to them and they will get back in touch with you. Maybe not immediately, but certainly within a day or two, they will get back with the information you need. And that can be inviting them to a careers fair. It can be inviting them to ask you questions about opportunities for work experience, anything you want them to, they'll be there. And these companies have signed up for a specific reason to support you and also support the local people who are looking for work. And then finally, we wouldn't be a news channel without the news going out. So this is a 24/7 channel. So anytime, you know, you can jump on here and you can listen to employers, you can listen to people who've got opportunities and really understand more about the companies themselves. Rather than just having a list of vacancies, they really break down that information for you, but also they give really useful employability tips as well. It's the thing that I've really been impressed by organisations. They're very happy to share best practice about applying for work from their experiences of people applying and passing that on to people who are going to apply in the future. So if nothing else, it's going to improve the employability skills for young people that you look after, coming directly from the people who are actually recruiting. So we also, that's Jobs Live in a nutshell. We also have University Live, which I don't know if you can see on my screen. I've just switched screens. I don't know if Teams works that way, but basically University Live is for any of your students who want to go to uni. And that's a similar concept. Universities are connected to this, and you can ask questions throughout the year directly to the universities, and also support organisations like Make It Happen will be on here in the near future, and we're going to get them connected to this. So if any of your students have got any questions about going on to higher education, further education, this is the place to come. And of course, you can use it as well to answer questions on behalf of those young people. So University Live, Jobs Live, those are the channels that we're going to bring to Essex. And finally, just from me, you've also, if you want to reach out to us, very simple. Can you see at the top of the screen there? It's got email us. You simply fill in that information and we will get back to you, and we'll take you through the process of getting your school and college onboarded so that you are connected, you've got your own account, and then you can start utilising this resource. Thank you, Hyla. I'll leave that open for any questions. Kat, is there any, by the way, Kat, is there anything I've missed from that? Does that seem to cover it in a very short space of time?
Yeah, obviously I'm conscious on time as well. But just to touch on that, we also host virtual careers fairs as well. So we do those all year round, all for free. And we actually did one recently for Loretto College, who is based in Manchester. So that was all universities that they wanted their students to reach out to, and that happened. And they did a face-to-face event, but then also they got all of the school involved in the virtual progression fair, which they called it at the time, which went really, really well. The students were able to engage and ask the questions with the universities that were online right there and then, but then also follow it up and watch videos around the campuses and the courses that are on offer. So they didn't just have a couple of minutes or short time to speak with those universities. They could go back on and speak with those universities even after the virtual event, which worked really, really well, which meant they'd had that meaningful encounter. So they do work really well. So I'd love to, I can sing from the rooftops about all the work that we do with schools and colleges, but please get in touch with us because I'd love to tell you a bit more and give you more information.
Yeah, thank you, Kat. And I think it is, you've hit the nail on the head there. It is about that being permanently connected rather than it being an event like a careers fair where you get that one chance to maybe speak to employers and universities. We're keeping this open continually for those conversations to happen. Thank you. George, you've got your hand up.
I've always got something to say, you know that. I just wanted to two things really. One, there's the careers page offer as well, isn't there?
There is.
Yes. And secondly, just to clarify, this is an all age platform. So whilst we really want schools, colleges, training providers and all of those education stakeholders that we work with to use it, some of the jobs on there will be senior level and not appropriate for our young people, but we need lots more young people facing content on there, and we need more young people and you guys using it. So just wanted to put that out there. But I don't know whether you wanted to talk about the careers page offer.
So I'll let you take that one, Kat, because I know you build a lot of these every day. So
yeah. So like George mentioned, thank you for that. You always forget about things when you're in like a short period of time. But yeah, we offer free school career pages to all schools across the UK. And what that school careers page is, it's a page dedicated to your school that your young individuals, your teachers and their parents can all utilise. And we refer to it as a little bit of a hub that they can go to so they can look for jobs, they can look for future jobs. So looking at LMI, you can task them with homework in terms of watching a video and learning more about an employer or a sector particularly that they're interested in. But your school careers page has that live chat element, so your young individuals, even at home or with the parents, can go along and write their messages to those employers. So that's all included. And then also we have national employer videos that we add to all of our free school careers pages, which are updated every week. So that content is always relevant. What we can do is we can personalize it to your area. We can personalize it to your students as well, which is really important. But as a starting base, we put the general information. We have links to your social media accounts and your website. And they work alongside each other, the free school careers page and your website, to build that careers section for your young individuals. But like I said, we can personalize that. And we have a meeting like this that we talk about your school, your parents, your teachers, and your students, and really go and personalize that for videos and content that you're wanting. And that stays on that page where they can access it 24/7. There's lots of other elements, so we can personalize it in terms of utilizing it for a careers fair. You can subscribe to the page, so meaning that you get regular updates. So if any information about, so say for example, the career leaders are having an event that they want to inform the parents, the students, and the other teachers about, you can put that information on that careers page, and they will be notified of those changes and of that event, which works really, really well because parents can subscribe to the page for free. But also as well, if parents are looking for jobs, they can see those vacancies too, which a little Brucey bonus there.
I'm thinking about your benchmark 1 schools careers leaders and those sub benchmarks of parental engagement, and has your programme been assessed and evaluated by parents? I'm thinking a tick on that one.
Yes, good shout there. And then again, the virtual encounter, meaningful encounter there, using live chat. So there's that engagement there with the employers or the organisations.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd really highlight that meaningful encounter piece, because sometimes you can't necessarily fit into timetables and things actually getting someone in to come and talk, whereas this way they potentially could watch a pre-recorded that's on your platform already from one of those employers, but because of that live chat function that is always there 24/7, you can then still have that interaction, which is often what essentially we look for in terms of making it meaningful, that there is that two-way interaction. So I think that's sort of, for me, one of the real bonuses of this platform, that you can still do that. Neil, you've got your sorry, Kat, go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say that the live chat is moderated as well, because that's really important. So if any students or anything say anything inappropriate or anything like that, don't worry. We have a team here at Learn Live that moderate all of our chats. Perfect,
thank you. Neil, you got your hand.
Yeah, it's just I'm just interested from the employer point of view. I'm an EA on a manufacturing plant, and if I wanted to upload things that we've developed for the work I've been doing with certain schools, is that possible? And
absolutely, Neil. It'd be great to hear from you, and we can show you the full range of how the channel works, including what you just said there about posting opportunities, so that these teachers on the call get to hear about them and can share them with their students and parents. So I'm just going to pop the web address in. The address I showed you, the website I showed you, if you want to email us as well on that, Neil, we can get back to you and show you how that works. I'm just going to put that in the chat now. That's the web address, jobsliveuk.com.
Thanks.
Neil, are you thinking about the resources and the project that you developed?
And also the interaction between the interviews with local people within my site that we've done a questionnaire for, those type of things.
Bringing those questionnaires to life. So I'm not sure that you can upload your resources and your project information. That might be something that Hyla and the team will need to push out through the hub.
Sure.
But yeah, definitely you can put your opportunities up there and information about Werner.
It would probably be possible, George, because each company gets a partner page, and then that partner page can have resources attached to it, so your teachers can download the resources from that partner page.
I stand corrected, Stuart.
It's all right. You're learning all the time. It's okay.
Every day's a school day.
Perfect, thank you, and thanks for that question, Neil. We do have a number of enterprise advisors on the call as well, so it's a great question for me to bring those guys in too. Any other questions from across the room for Stuart or Kat? No, okay, well the links have gone into the chat, and also I think Stuart and Kat, your email address have gone into the I think Stuart, I saw you put your email address in the chat as well, so if you do want to get in contact with them, then please do. And as Stuart said, Learn Live are a hub partner for the Greater Essex Careers Hub, and it's really fantastic to have you on board with us, so thank you for that support. Really fantastic. We essentially wouldn't be here without you, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen again, and I'm gonna go on to what I'm catchily titling our hub date. I hope you're impressed with what I've done there. It's been in my head for a while, so I'm sticking with it whether you like it or not, really. So this is our hub date for you, just to give you a bit of an idea, a bit of a flavour of what you can expect from us this year, this term, and some little reminders and some save the dates for you as well. As mentioned before, any questions you've got, and if anything comes to you in terms of questions for Learn Live, for Ask, then do keep popping them in the chat, because we'll answer them as we go along as well. So, quick little update for you. So the Careers Hub, as many of you will know on the call, is growing, which is fantastic news, and it's really brilliant to see so many of our Essex colleagues on the call. It's just amazing to see so many of your faces smiling at me. So thank you for joining us today. So some of you will be aware of the Southend and Thurrock Careers Hub, and that set up last academic year and has been running for the last 12 months. And I'm really pleased to say that we've been able to grow that Careers Hub this academic year to sort of morph into the Greater Essex Careers Hub. So we now cover Southend and Thurrock as we did before, but we've also brought in the schools within the Essex County Council area as well, which is just brilliant. We'll have 95 institutions within the hub once we're fully fledged. So that's the 35 schools and colleges that we have from Southend and Thurrock, plus the additional 60 schools that we're adding in this academic year. The rest of the schools across Essex will be given the opportunity to join the hub next academic year. However, we will support with some resources and things this year too as well, but they won't necessarily get the people power that you get from us as well, the people knowledge. We are really lucky, I think, as a hub, in that we are relatively unique, that we have pretty much every type of provision within our hub that you can get. So we've got mainstream, we've got comprehensive, we've got grammars, we've got special schools, we've got FEs, we've got alternative provision. Great to see that we've got Thurrock Adult Community College on the call today as well, because we have the provision for 14 to 18 within the hub from the adult community colleges locally as well. So we have a bit of everything, which I think just adds to the value of the hub and the different peer support that can be offered through that. So in terms of the team, many of you will at least know my name, if not my face. But so I'm Hyla. I'm the strategic hub lead for the Careers Hub. Also on the call today, we've got Laura Bramley, who is our enterprise coordinator looking after our Southend schools. We have Yvonne Evans, who is our enterprise coordinator looking after our Thurrock schools. And we have Maisie Tilliard, who is our Careers Hub apprentice administrator as well. So that's our current team. However, with the thanks to the Careers and Enterprise Company, to Learn Live, and also to Make Happen. And Natalie, great to see you on the call today. So thank you for joining us. Really excited to say that we'll also, because of those extra schools that we've got coming on board in Essex, we will have 3 new enterprise coordinators joining us to look after the Essex schools that are on board. And we're hoping that those adverts should go out within the next week or 2. We also, because of the growth of the hub, have some extra capacity coming in terms of a new operational hub lead as well. So they'll be working across all of you guys, supporting our enterprise coordinators. The advert for that role has gone live today, literally today. So when this comes out to you, the link to that will be on here too. So our team is growing, and it means that we can really support you. And as Neil mentioned earlier, we've got quite a lot of enterprise advisors on the call today as well. And these are our fantastic business volunteers that support our schools across the county, usually on a one-to-one basis, to help you as careers leaders and your SLT teams to really help formulate and develop your career strategies and programs within the school. Just want to give a little bit of a well done and a woohoo to all of our Southend and Thurrock schools. So last academic year, they really pushed with the Gatsby benchmarks across the hub, achieving, for the 35 schools, there was an extra 49 benchmarks that were fully achieved across those schools last year, which is absolutely fantastic. In terms of the benchmarks, you can see there, benchmark 1 more than doubled in terms of fully achieved, benchmark 3 more than doubled, benchmark 4 almost doubled. So there's some really great achievements across every single benchmark, and I'm super excited with the Essex schools joining us to see what we can achieve this year as well. And I think what I'd say is we are really here to help to support you with those benchmarks, along with your sort of that progressive approach that you have to your careers provision. I'm not going to explain every one of these because we'll be here all day, but just to touch on some of the support and resources that are available to you. So as mentioned, we've got our enterprise coordinators. They are the main point of contact you'll have with the Careers Hub, I suppose, really on a day-to-day basis. For your Essex schools, as I said, we're going to be recruiting for those roles. So for the time being, your point of contact is probably me. So don't feel that just because you don't have an enterprise coordinator allocated to you that you can't be working with a hub. We're very much here still to support you. Enterprise advisors, so these are our business volunteers, and Sue, I think it was you earlier that said, when am I getting my EA? Every single one of our schools in our hub will have an enterprise advisor assigned to you. Essentially what our enterprise coordinators do is do a kind of a bit of a professional matchmaking service, basically. So we go out, we headhunt our enterprise advisors, and then we match them up with the schools in terms of what you're looking for and what the businesses are after too. We'll be having these Termly Hub information webinars, and just after this we'll send you out our calendar of events so you can book onto all of those and get them in your calendar ready. We're also going to be having Termly careers leader network groups as well, so they're going to be face-to-face meetings for all of our careers leaders to get you together for some CPD, to share ideas, share challenges, and feel like help you feel like you're part of a team. I know that the role of the careers leader can often feel a little bit isolating in a school, so we're here for you essentially, and we'll get you all together. You'll be getting fortnightly newsletters from the Careers Hub, mainly containing things that probably are the mass bulk of your inbox from various different providers, and we'll help put them all into one place and summarise them for you. Well, one thing that we can offer to you is CPD or inset workshops for your staff within your school or college. We ran these quite a lot in schools last year, and they've made a huge difference, particularly to the benchmark 4 outcomes. So we can run those CPD sessions if indeed you can get some time allocated in an inset day. I know that's quite difficult to do, but if you can, then we're more than happy to come along. Do just let us know when that's happening, and we'll get myself or one of the team down to your school or college. We do have industry champions, which is a growing number of business volunteers who will come in and help with your careers activities. So if you're running a mock interview day or careers fair or anything like that, then do just let us know, and I'll send you out the link on how you request support from that after this meeting. So we have industry champions. Obviously, we have links to careers providers, activity providers, such as Career Ready and DWP Sports for Schools, those sorts of providers that we can link you into. And predominantly because of the provider access legislation that will be starting in January, we've got quite good links which are developing as well with vocational and technical education providers as well to help support you with that. Just in terms of this term, these are some of the resources that you'll get from the hub. So there'll be a head teacher report coming out just after the October half term. That'll be based on your most recent campus assessment, and the aim of that is to help elevate the work that you're doing within the schools and colleges to your SLT team and really drill that into them, the importance of that. You'll be getting a Gatsby Benchmark 1 report, so that's looking at your campus and any areas where you haven't yet achieved that benchmark, just giving you a bit of help, support and resources for that. There's going to be a labour market information booklet that's going to be coming out shortly with lesson plans associated with that. That should be hopefully within the next couple of weeks, certainly before the half term you'll be getting that. There's also going to be launching an accessible labour market information website that's going to be coming out very shortly, again before the half term for you as well. So you'll be able to link that to your websites and be able to use that within any lessons that you've got on LMI. And there's also we're going to be pulling together a list of providers to help you and get you ready for the preparations for the provider access legislation, and also some CPD opportunities that will be associated with that, and that will be around the beginning of November that those CPD opportunities will be there and available to you. So just a quick save the date for your diaries, and you will be getting the invites for this come out to you. But the 17th of November, we're going to be having our official launch of the Careers Hub, face-to-face event, so an in-person event, which will be great to see you all at. And as I say, the invites for that will be coming out very shortly, but that's the 17th of November in the morning. And for the careers leaders on the call, in the afternoon will be the first of our careers leader network groups as well. So we'll be bringing you all together, or rather keeping you all together for that afternoon session, and just to start kicking off those relationships and building that relationships across the board. A couple of other reminders for you. So we've got the CEC. Yes, thank you, George. Lunch will be provided. I can't guarantee what it'll be like, but it will be provided. Just a couple of other reminders for you. So the CEC are running a webinar on the 5th of October, which will be preparing young people for future workplace. And what this does is it explores the changes in the work environment recently, I suppose, and how that's going to impact, or how that could impact on young people's experiences when they enter the workplace. So a completely free opportunity there for you on the 5th of October. And just a reminder again that there is a vast amount of training opportunities available for you directly from the Careers and Enterprise Company, including some short online induction modules, not just for careers leaders, but also for say your SLT leaders and governors as well. Anyone new to the role, and I know we do have a few new careers leaders this year, there is a short online induction as well that the CEC offer too. And we also do have through the Careers and Enterprise Company, we also have fully funded accredited careers leader training as well. And there's about 10 different options of how you can do that, whether that's distance, face-to-face, or blended. There's a bursary that's available to both yourself and the schools, and that's up to a level 7 qualification in careers leadership. So if you haven't at least inquired or looked at those options, I would really guide you to that. The careers leaders that have gone through that training have found it, no matter how long they've been in the post, have found it absolutely valuable to what they're doing. Last little plug from me really is to get social. So we have got these social media channels where we post on virtually a daily basis actually onto them. There'll be content there that you'll be able to share on your school and college channels that will be beneficial to your students, but also parents as well. And there's also links on our LinkedIn for our enterprise advisors and employers. There's some great resources there that you can also get hold of too. At the moment, we're running our campaign across all of our social media platforms regarding post-16, post-18 progression opportunities, particularly into vocational and technical qualifications. So fantastic resources there that you can share onto your platforms as well. So I would really promote that you like, follow, share, comment, do whatever it is that you need to do to get onto those platforms really with us. And I think that was all I was gonna to you. So yes, so if you have any we've got 10 minutes, which is very unlike me, so if you have any questions, comments, ideas, thoughts, anything that you just want clarifying, because I realized that for many of you this will be the first time that you've come to one of our hub sessions, any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or pop up your hand, and we can go through those. Just looking at the comments there, in terms of where the hub launch event will be, as George said, it will probably be Chelmsford. We're just finalising that at the moment, but say the invites will come out certainly by this time next week. You'll have those invites in your inbox to get booked onto that. It is an in-person event because we're really keen to actually see you all really, rather than just your shoulders and your head. So we're really keen to get you all in one place. Any questions, comments? Or have I stunned you into silence? Sally?
Hello. Yes, hello everybody.
Hey, Sally.
Just a question with regard to the governor's online module. Could I be sent a link, because last week I was asked to send something over
I'll
to
get
our
it for you now.
SLT team, yeah, and I sent them the slide deck, but it's dated 1920, and I didn't know if there was anything more in date than that. I pulled it
Yeah,
off the
definitely.
CEC website. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
no problem. I'll pop it in the I'll send it over to you, Sally, but I'll also pop it in the comments now as well, so that you've got that link straight away to that.
Lovely,
It's
thank
about
you.
those little online modules are only they're about an hour to do, but they are a really good scene setting, really, particularly for your governors, and they're a really fantastic resource, and great then for you as careers leaders to start that conversation. They're good sort of conversation starters as well with that, which is really fantastic. Yeah,
Thank you, I've got that. Much appreciated.
thanks.
There's one for education leaders as well. So if you've got some SLT members that are interested in finding out more about their commitment, their statutory duty to careers education, there's another 1 hour one for potentially maybe your SLT link for careers. You could encourage them to book onto that. I know that we're all busy people, but
yeah, no, it's something that I keep bringing up in our Ofsted meeting. Like, has it happened yet?
Just so you're aware as well, from the careers hub in in the spring term, we are going to be running a couple of head teacher and a couple of governor and trustee webinars as well, so that there'll be if there's more information, or if they haven't quite got round to doing that online module, then they can come along to one of our local webinars as well for that too. So that they'll be happening. I think it's the first half term after January. We've got after the holiday. We've got that planned for.
I'm hoping they would have done it before then, because we're preparing for Ofsted to come knocking very soon.
You know what? I think a lot of people are preparing for Ofsted at the moment. I know there's been quite a few around the patch already. So
yeah, well,
there's been a few inspections lately.
With a new principal, and we're still classed as a new college. So we've dodged a bullet for a number of years somehow, obviously COVID. But yeah, they're going to come very soon, I'd imagine. So we're just trying to be ready for that. Yeah,
brilliant. And like you say, making sure that your governor or trustee board and your SRT are fully briefed on this. It seems that they're from the feedback that we've been getting in terms of Ofsted inspections, and I don't necessarily want to start our webinars on an Ofsted talk, but in terms of Ofsted, what quite a lot of the feedback is that they're doing a lot of sort of desk research before they even come in, particularly for careers. So I know the Essex, the South End of Thurrock schools will be fed up with us saying this, really, but do make sure that your website is absolutely bang on, and we can give you a bit of a list of exactly what to make sure you've got on there, because they really are looking at those websites before having those meetings with the careers leaders. They really are key to that conversation. Sorry, didn't mean to mention the big O word, but you know, needs must sometimes in this, doesn't it?
I think it was my fault though.
All right, Sally, we'll let you off. Sue.
You just said that you've got stuff, information that we can have for websites. So where are you going to put that? Sorry.
So that will automatically be in your benchmark 1 report that you'll get just after the half term. But right. I can certainly send that through to. I can include that on the information that will come across after this as well, so that you've got a bit of a summary there as well, if you like.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And as Yvonne's just put in there, 3 clicks is the magic number. If they can't find your provider access statement or even your careers page on the website within 3 clicks, then it's not really worth even having on there. So make sure you've got that 3 clicks. Super important. Any other questions from anyone, or comments, or general wonders, really?
Apologies from me. I'm going to jump off because I need to get on to our next meeting and put them in a holding point in case you run over here, which you can do. I can
We
can do
will not
that.
be running over. I'm determined we'll be finishing on time.
And I just want to say I'm so excited about all of this. Those of you who have stayed in touch with me over the last couple of years in the Essex schools, yeah, thrilled, beyond thrilled. Thank you to our partners, and Hyla and the team, you rock. Take care. See you later.
Thanks, George.
Bye.
What a lovely summary.
Well, we're just, I think from North Essex, we'd just like to say thanks for actually setting it up, that we've got somebody who's been waiting so long, and we so appreciate it.
Yeah, we're really excited, and there's quite a nice spread of schools across the county, but particularly in Colchester in South Essex, there's a really nice spread down there as well. So yeah, we're super excited to be supporting you guys. Louise, you've got your hand up.
It's just a quickie about the governor. We've got our governor, we've asked him to do actually an audit of our website from the checklist.
Brilliant.
So
well, fantastic. Well, to help them, I can send you over that list that we've got, so that will help them with that audit too.
Great. So
yeah,
thank you.
Brilliant to see that they're getting involved with that, Louise. That's really good news. Any other questions or comments from anyone? No. Okay, well, for once I've managed to finish a meeting on time. I was determined that I was going to, so I'm quite pleased with myself for today. Thank you everyone for coming. So brilliant to see so many of you on the call today. As say, the calendar of the rest of the events for the rest of the year will come out shortly, along with that invitation for our 17th of November launch, and it'll be really fantastic to see as many of you as possible there. Another thank you to our speakers. So thank you to Stuart, to Kat, and to Katie for coming along and speaking, and Natalie from Make Happen, fantastic as one of our key hub partners for this year for you to come along too. So thank you for coming too. You, as mentioned, so South End schools, you've got Laura. Make sure you're making full use of our Thurrock schools. You've got Yvonne. Again, make sure you're making full use. Essex schools, I'm afraid you're stuck with me for the time being. So, but again, nonetheless, make sure you make full use of me. And when those adverts go live for those other posts, we'll send them out to you as well, just in case you know of anyone that might be interested. And other than that, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again very soon. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye now.